Two roads, one uniform, one silence, and both of them will haunt you forever. His name was Ethan. He signed the paper in 3 seconds flat. His hand didn't shake. But his soul already knew. His name was Ryan. He held that same pen for 47 minutes. And then he put it down. They were best friends, same neighborhood, same dreams, same fear, but only one of them got on that bus. The bus pulled away. And something in both of them broke. For Ethan, the first week of basic training felt like dying. For Ryan, the first week felt like surviving something he didn't deserve to survive. Every drill was a test. Ethan didn't know if he'd pass. Every lecture was a reminder to Ryan that he'd chosen comfort. Ethan learned to sleep with one eye open. Ryan learned to sleep. But he never really rested. The letters Ethan wrote home never said what he actually felt. The texts Ryan sent never asked what he actually wanted to know. Nobody prepares you for how quiet the distance gets. Then came the desert. And Ethan stopped being a boy. The sound of the first explosion never leaves. Not after a week, not after a decade. Back home, Ryan got his first internship. He told people he was proud. His eyes told a different story. Ethan carried a rifle. Ryan carried a secret that's somewhere out there. His friend might be dying for a choice Ryan refused to make. The war doesn't care about your reasons. It only records your presence. Ryan watched the news. Every military report made him switch the channel. He told himself it was for his mental health. Ethan saw things no human being should see. And he decided, somewhere in the rubble, that he would survive anyway. Ryan graduated with honors. His mother cried, he smiled, and inside, he felt nothing. Ethan survived his first tour. He came back with all his limbs. But pieces of him stayed in the desert. Ryan threw a welcome home party. Ethan sat in the corner and didn't understand the music anymore. PTSD doesn't look like movie madness. It looks like a man who checks the exits of every room he enters. Ryan's guilt doesn't look like movie guilt either. It looks like a man who never lets himself be fully happy. Ethan flinches at fireworks. He hates himself for it. He keeps going to July 4th anyway. Ryan can't watch war movies. His friends think he's soft. He knows he's something else entirely. Some nights Ethan sleeps on the floor because the bed feels too soft, too safe, too wrong. Some nights Ryan Googles military enlistment age limit, and then closes the tab before he has to answer why. Ethan got a job at the hardware store. It was quiet work. His hands needed something to fix. Ryan got a job at a consulting firm. He was good at it. That somehow made it worse. 2 men, 2 incomes. 2 lives that look fine from the outside and feel unfinished from the inside. And the distance between them grew into something neither of them had a word for. Trauma isn't just what happened to you. It's the shape your brain builds around it to survive. Survivor's guilt is sneaky. It doesn't wear a sign. It wears your own face in the mirror. Civilian guilt is quieter. It asks, did I deserve the easy life? And then, did I waste it? Neither Ethan nor Ryan talked about it, because neither had been given the language. The VA waiting room is full of men like Ethan. Every one of them staring at a different war they can't leave behind. There is no waiting room for men like Ryan. His war has no name on any building. Ethan started having dreams where he never left the desert. In those dreams, it felt normal. Ryan started having dreams where he did enlist. In those dreams, he was proud. He always woke up grieving. Hypervigilance is exhausting. It is also, for Ethan, the only thing that ever felt fully real. The opposite of hypervigilance is numbness. Ryan is very, very good at it. Ethan's hands shake during thunderstorms. His girlfriend learned not to mention it. Ryan can't commit to anything that matters. He tells himself it's just his generation. He knows it's older than that, Both men were told they made the right choice. By different people, for different reasons, neither of them believed it. The body keeps score. Ethan's back, his knees, his sleep patterns. The body always tells the truth. Ryan's body keeps score too. Anxiety, tension, headaches, a tightness in the chest he's had since 2019. There is a kind of grief that has no funeral, no flowers, no permission to be sad. Ryan attended every graduation, every wedding, every baby shower. He smiled in every photo. He grieved in every parking lot. The military gave Ethan a language for crisis. It gave him nothing for the silence after. Society gave Ryan a language for success. It gave him nothing for the failure that lived under it. Both men are in pain, different pain, the same silence. It took Ethan 3 years to say the words, "I need help." It felt like surrendering to an enemy he couldn't see. It took Ryan 4 years to admit the guilt wasn't about the decision. It was about who he became because of it. Ethan joined a veteran support group. He sat in the back for 6 weeks before he said a single word. Ryan called Ethan on a Tuesday night. He didn't know what to say. He said it anyway. Ethan answered. He said, "You're the first person who didn't thank me for my service before asking how I actually am." Some friendships are built in the same moment. Some are rebuilt across the distance of very different wars. Ethan started writing. Not reports, not logs, just what it felt like he didn't show anyone. Ryan started volunteering at a veterans outreach center. He didn't tell his friends. It wasn't for them. The first time Ethan laughed, really laughed, after returning, he didn't know what to do with it. The first time Ryan cried about it, really cried, he was alone in a car outside a recruiting office he drove to by accident. Healing isn't linear. It looks like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and a lot of days where you can't tell which direction you're moving. Neither man is fixed. Both men are further, and maybe that's all healing actually is. Ethan learned that his service meant something. He just needed permission to also let it hurt. Ryan learned that not going didn't make him a coward. It made him a man who has had to live with ambiguity. That is its own kind of strength. They both learned the same lesson from opposite sides of the same wall. The choices that define you are rarely the ones that feel clean. What does the rest of your life look like when the biggest choice of your youth never fully resolves? Ethan built something. It was small, a workshop in his garage, but every nail was his. Ryan built something too. A life that finally started looking like one he'd actually chosen. They still disagree about what the right choice was. Good. That means they're both still honest. There is no version of this story where both men walk away clean. That's the part nobody tells you when you're 22. But here is what survival teaches you. You don't need to have made the right choice. You need to stop letting the wrong one define you. Ryan called his dad for the first time in years, not to explain, just to talk. Ethan spoke at his nephew's graduation. He did not say, "Do what I did," he said. "Be honest about what you can live with." The parallel minds of these two men never fully merged. They weren't supposed to. Every person watching this right now has a version of this story. A choice they made, a road not taken, a silence they still carry. The question isn't whether you chose right. The question is, what have you built on top of the rubble of that choice? Because regret without action is just suffering with a story attached. And action without acknowledgement is just distraction with better marketing. Both men have scars. Ethan's are visible on slow Tuesdays. Ryan's are visible in fast Wednesdays. The parallel mind of a soldier is not the mind of a hero in a movie. It is the mind of a human being trying to locate himself after the map dissolved. The parallel mind of a civilian who didn't serve is not the mind of a coward. It is the mind of a human being trying to feel worthy of the world that others secured. Neither of them is finished. Both of them are trying. That's the most human thing about them. If you've never been given language for the choice you carry, here it is. You are allowed to be changed by what you decided, and you are allowed to keep going anyway. Ethan and Ryan are still friends. They've stopped needing the other one to understand completely. They've started needing the other one to stay. This story isn't over. And neither is yours.